Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is James. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. While you're at it, hit that like, hit the subscribe so you don't miss out. All right guys, we got a little bit to talk about here. Before we get into the product that's brought to you by Ruger and Magpul, I'm going to talk a little bit about what you saw in the intro. Back in July, I got invited to a training event. And the training event was hosted by Ruger, or I guess it was put on by Ruger, hosted by Gun Talk / Range Ready. And it was basically 2 days of training and shooting guns. I mean, what more can you ask for? Even though I was a bit nervous because I didn't really know anybody that was going to be there. However, I met some really wonderful people from different platforms of social media and some competition shooters, as well as the people from Range Ready and Gun Talk. They were just phenomenal. It was just a really good time. And I can't say nothing but just good things. And the thing about it is I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I just can't. I couldn't talk about it until right now. So without further ado, let's talk about this product here a little bit. Now, if you guys know anything about Magpul and Ruger, they have gotten together and made some really good products in the past. We all know they have. I mean, it's amazing what they've done, from stocks to working with the 1022 from Ruger, working for the stocks and the foregrip for the Marlin 4570. They've really done a tremendous job just working together and collaborating, coming out with good products that you and I really enjoy. Now, while we were at this event, we did get to shoot some of their products, man, but we'll get more into that here later. But regardless, guys, without further ado, let's talk about the Ruger RXM. New Ruger RXM. Now, let's get this part out of the way, guys. This is not a Glock. This is not a Glock at all. We're going to call it a Gen 3. Now, what I will say is this, is Ruger Magpul got together. They've been listening to what people say. They listen to what people want, and they produced the Ruger RXM. Now, what they did is they took a Gen 3, and they made this beautiful thing. Now, what I will say is this. Well, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to get a couple things out of the way. When you buy this gun, it does come with two. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. It does come with two Magpul magazines, just like you see on this one right here, but I do know for a fact that the Glock mags will work in it as well. We'll get that. Now that that's done, let's talk about the internals of this thing. There's only one part of this gun that is serialized, and that is the insert in this gun. It is called the FCI. It's basically the fire control insert, and it is the only serialized portion of this gun. You could take the slide off, the barrel off, the lower or the grip. You can take all that off, and all you have is a serialized fire control insert. Now, that being said, when you talk about the lower of this gun, the grip, it has a really nice, I say an adequate grip on it. Some people want it more grippy, which we'll talk about in a minute. I don't like an over aggressive grip. I think this one is just grip enough. And what I mean by that is sometimes when it gets a little too much, tips of your fingers after you've been shooting for a little bit, get a little bit tender. I shot thousands of rounds through this gun. I'd say around 1,200. I say thousands, hundreds. I shot about 1,200 rounds through this gun, and it just worked. My fingertips didn't get tender, they didn't get hurt. It was just grippy enough. However, if you're like, man, I want to stifle this gun, it's just not grippy enough, you can feel free to do that. Now, what I will say is, yeah, you can say, well, you did the same thing with the Glock. However, now, what I will say is I'm not 100% sure on the price because it's not posted yet, but I do know that you can buy this grip right here by itself for anywhere. I'm hearing anywhere between $30 and $60. The most common number I'm hearing is $40, so it's going to be somewhere in that range, guys. I can't give you the exact price because it's not posted yet, but you can buy this lower without having to buy a new gun. If you're stifling yourself and you mess up, you just buy a new lower. That's it. Piece of cake. You can't do that with the other brand. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to talk about it. But you can't do that with the Glock. You can do that with this guy right here. You can take it, you can buy you another lower, you can replace it. Now, from what I do understand, they're going to offer different colors in this as well. I've heard rumors of FDE, OD green, and black. Granted, I don't know. They don't have that stuff posted yet. I don't know when those things are going to be available, but that is what I understand. It will have different colors available in this lower. Now, that being said, with a price point of $40, if you do want to stifle it yourself and not pay someone else to do it, you could probably afford to do that. And if you mess up, you could buy another one at a pretty low cost. And so, but regardless, I would, if you are going to stifle it, I would say have at least a little bit of knowledge. But my brother, when he stapled his, Not this one, but he stapled his Glock. He just did it, and he just winged it, and it worked out pretty good. I was nervous because I didn't want to mess it up, because I didn't want to have to buy a new gun. But with the price tag that this thing is going to come with, you can buy a new lower at a reasonable price and not have to really worry about it too much. Now, what I will say on the upper on this gun, I do think, and the one thing I didn't like about Glock is Glock just looks the same. Like, come on, man, Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 look the same, other than the a red dot cutout. They look the same. Like, make it better. You can make it so much good looking, and that's what Ruger did. They put nice stride serrations in the back, which I think are pretty aggressive, and they have some in the front as well as they have some millwork on both sides. Some millwork on the front, millwork on the back, and I think they really did a good job of making the slide look pretty, which to me means anything. Like, even if I have a gun, I want it to function, but I want it to look good as well. And I think that Ruger Magpul got together and they did a really good job on that part. Now, what I will say is this have some suppressor height sights on the rear and the front, which I think is phenomenal. If you want to get a threaded barrel, it's really easy. Just get you a new barrel. Not a big deal. It's the suppressor sights are ready. You don't have to go buy you new sights. You can buy you a threaded barrel, pop it in there just as easy, because it tears down just like a Glock. You pull the trigger, cock this thing back a little bit, pull these down, slide goes forward, it all comes off. Now, what I will say is the trigger doesn't come out the same way as a Glock. You do want to have it, kind of do some reading, do some gather some knowledge on how that FCI works before you change out triggers. I won't necessarily recommend that. I do know that Ruger fixed the trigger on this gun. It is not the same trigger as a stock Glock. I can tell you that the trigger is much, much, much better than what you get in a Glock. Now, what I will say is it is cut for a red dot. Now, some are going to say, hey, what platform is it? What I will say is this. All you do is take this off. You can move some pins around in here. You can put you a different, it is fit basically, how do you say? Basically, you take this off, you move some pins around, and it fits multiple different platforms. So you have a Vortex, you have a Holosun, regardless of what you have, it will fit multiple different platforms. All you do is move around a few pins, you basically screw it directly to the slide, and you have a red dot. You have your raised sights, so man, it is really, really nice. I think it is phenomenal. I do think that Ruger did a great job with this gun. I think it looks phenomenal. It does function. Now, what I will say is this. While we were in Louisiana at Range Ready, man, we put, oh gosh, easily over 1,000 rounds to this gun, and it just worked. They had one on the side that they were, I'm going to say, torture testing, because they wanted to see how many rounds they can go before they had a malfunction. I want to say they were somewhere in the ballpark of 8,000 rounds. I don't exactly remember, guys. I'm sorry if it was wrong. I can tell you it was multiple thousands of rounds through that gun itself, and it just worked. In the rain, in the dry, it was just working. It was just a phenomenal good time, because you know what, I'm shooting guns, but not just shooting guns, I'm shooting someone else's ammo, so it just made it so much nicer, and it was so much fun, and I really did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the product itself, and so that's how I feel about it. Now, they did have a range on the side where we were able to shoot different products from Magpul, or some stuff that Magpul brought to the table, which was different collaborations they did with Ruger, from the 1022 to the 4570, and we shot multiple different guns at that table. But we also were able to take this gun to the 100-yard range, and I gotta admit, one shot, one hit. Here it is.
Come down the cliff.
Oh my God, dude, one for one. Well, y'all saw it, one for one. I'm stopping right there, man. Oh my God, yeah. You stop while you're ahead, man.
Yes.
That's it. Granted, could I have done it 2 times in a row? Heck yeah, but I stopped at 1 because I don't need to prove nothing to you guys. 1 for 1, baby, 100%. But regardless, it was a great, great time, and I really did enjoy it, and I am thankful for Ruger, thankful for Magpul. Thank y'all for the invite. It was an amazing time. Now, as far as this gun goes, guys, I do have plenty of plans for this gun. We're going to have a range day coming up this next week, or at some point we're going to have a range day coming up. You guys will see it on the channel. We're going to just testing some functionalities of it so you guys can see it firsthand. And then we're also going to put a red dot on this thing. We're going to test some more accuracy on it, just so y'all guys can see it firsthand on how accurate it is, how well it's shot, and so y'all guys can take it all in just with me, guys. I did like it. I did enjoy it. It shot well. It functioned fantastic. And when it comes to self-defense, when it comes to just shooting, when it comes to everyday carry, I want a gun that's going to work. I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's dry, ice, snow, I don't care. I want a gun that's going to work. And I can tell you firsthand, this gun's going to work. It's a beautiful product. I think it's phenomenal. I think they did a great job on just making this thing look good. Man, I can't wait to see what else Ruger Magpul gets together with next time. Man, I'm ecstatic. Regardless, guys, I love y'all. Hope you like the info. We have more to come. I love y'all. See you next time.